All right, what's up, everybody? Today we are going to talk about the summer heat and what you can do to survive those brutal hot days when you got to detail cars. And you know what I mean when you're trying to do it, you're trying to detail the interior, and you got sweat dripping everywhere, and it's like it's so frustrating. How do you deal with that? You know what I mean? So the summer is a great time. It's my favorite time of the year. I love the heat. I'm from Florida. It's what I know. But here's the deal. As much as I love it, it is brutal. I've worked construction in the heat. I've had a lot of various jobs where I worked outside, heat, cold. And with that, there comes some tips and things I've learned from my experiences, plus some things I've researched to help you guys. Okay, so aside from the health stuff, the obvious, having your water, Gatorade, Propel, water and electrolytes, stay hydrated, don't eat junk, don't be drinking sugary drinks and soda all day. It's not going to help you out. Look, if you want to feel good, you want to get this work done and not feel like you're about to die at the end of the day, just stay hydrated, water, Gatorade. It's really simple. Okay, so aside from that, here are some things that might help you with detailing in the summer. And that is, well, the first thing we're going to cover is a pop-up tent, a canopy pop-up tent. They're about $100, $200, and you don't want a cheap one because they're too short. You really want to look around and get a good one. I think Harbor Freight has a good one, about $200. Now, those are going to be very helpful for when you do paint correction jobs, paint enhancements. Anytime you're polishing, anything extensive like that, you're probably going to want a pop-up tent. If you don't have a garage, if this is a mobile operation, you're going to want to have a pop-up tent when you're doing paint corrections. If you can afford it, even for small jobs, go ahead. Some people don't need it. Some people need it. That's just an option that's out there. Consider it, look around, shop around, see if it's worth it for you. All right, now the next thing is dealing with hard water and everything drying too fast. When it's super hot, you spray the car, you go to rinse it, it dries. I mean, it dries so fast, you don't get a chance to dry it yourself, and it leaves water spots, and it's a pain. I know. The best solution to this is deionized water, and that's a system that can cost quite a bit, especially if you're new. So starting out, maybe if you can't afford that, go with something like a rinseless wash, something where you don't have to you don't have to stress about getting it rinsed off right away. Now, a rinseless wash like Optimum No Rinse is always good because you can put some in your wash bucket and you can use it as a drying aid whenever you go to dry the car, and that will prevent a lot of water spots. So just keep in mind there are ways around that. I know it sucks, but you got to work fast. Maybe do a rinseless wash on the whole vehicle. They got rinseless foams out there now. Yeah, I mean, with all the good options out there now for rinseless washing, I mean, you could foam a car with a rinseless wash. I mean, there's no excuse. You can use it. It'll help you out. It will save you time, money, because they don't cost a lot. Optimum No Rinse doesn't cost that much. Maybe that's why everybody's not out there promoting it on YouTube. I just thought they got their own rinseless washes that do the same thing. Most of the time, that's not that good. But anyway, actually, this next tip is very useful. I found this one on Reddit. I tried it a few times. It's worked well for me. Large microfiber towel. Get like a large, like a 5-footer or something. All right, so take this, cover the windshield, and then when you're inside detailing the car, you're not like dripping with sweat. It kind of helps out, especially if you don't have the AC running or you don't have access to it. Yeah, just doing that helps so much. Even if you do have AC, it will cool it down so much quicker. So a large microfiber towel to cover the windshields on the outside, sometimes the rear, if you've got enough of them. That's a good tip. It's very, very useful on them really hot days. All right, so this next one is like more of like on the business side of things. So since it's summer and it's going to be really hot, you're going to want to schedule your details around the early mornings and later in the day, especially if it's a big job. Like a paint correction, that you want to get that knocked out first thing. So typically 12 to 4, those are going to be the hot times. So try to avoid scheduling around them as much as possible. If you're really booked, you have no choice, then I mean, I'm sorry, but I wouldn't be complaining about that. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to deal with it, unfortunately. But for those of you that don't have that much work and you can push everything to the morning, do that. Just push it all to the morning. And then one final tip, do the interior first. And I say that because I know from experience, like, you're already soaking, you're hot, you're soaked in sweat just from washing the outside of the car. And by the time you get to the inside, yeah, you clean stuff, but then you just drip sweat everywhere. And it's super frustrating. It's not worth it. Do the inside first, inside door jams, and then do the outside to finish it off. It just works out so much better, especially in the summer. All right, so those are my main tips. Stay hydrated, pop-up tent if you can afford one. Use deionized water or rinseless wash like ONR if you're dealing with hard water spots and your stuff's drying too fast. At least have it with you if you need it. Even if you don't prefer it, at least have it as backup on a really, really hot day. And the other tip, keeping the big microfiber on hand. That way you can cover the windshield if you need to. If it's really hot and you're dealing with the inside, everything's just burning hot, you need to cool it down real quick. Just cover the windshield with a big microfiber. Make sure your AC always works. That's another good tip. I mean, like on your end, if you need to go to your car to cool off, you can't rely on them to have AC all the time. So I'm just going to throw that in there real quick. I guess we're going to call that the bonus tip. And then don't forget, avoid 12 to 4 and do the interior first so you're not sweating all over the place because you're too hot from cleaning the outside. So inside first, outside, and then you can cool off in your ride on the way to your next job. You know what I mean? Really, it's common sense. I know it's common sense, but you got to plan it. You know what I mean? If you just kind of wing it, you might not think about it. You might be like, oh, I should have done that, or I should have cleaned the inside first. What was I thinking? So just keep that in mind. And then, like I said, do you have any tips? If you have anything to share, please leave a comment below, and I'll have another one soon. Thanks for watching.